Oh gosh, ad starting again. Okay, oh my god, I can move again. Hey guys! Wow! Yippee! I'm so sorry. I had to turn off replay buffer and I don't know why it was on in the first place. It was recording. What? I fixed it. Yay! Wow, it's not a stream unless I have scuff and I restart stream like 3 times in a row. Wow. Oh yes, what a great way to come back to stream. What do I have planned this week? Nothing much really. I have been going back and forth myself, being like, oh, I wish I had more time, then I could stream more, and at the same time being like, I don't have time at all to do things that I really want to do, so I can't stream more. It's kind of sad. I'm like, oh man, I really want to play this game on stream, or I really want to like do this on stream, but then I'm like, oh man, I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the time. It's like I should work on my schoolwork, and at the same time, I should like do other projects, and I should work on other things. And I'm like, ooh. Now that's just how it goes with a lot of things. Thank you, Sel, for the sub. Thank you for 3 months. Welcome back. Hello. I hope you continue to enjoy these subs and sub whatever rewards. I don't know what you guys get. Actually, no, you do. You get ad-free stuff, right? Yeah. What'd you guys do? Did you guys see the Pokepia stuff? It looks so cute. I saw people talking about how it's like from the creators of Dragon Age Exploration or whatever, and how it's kind of like a mix between Minecraft, like really customizability of Minecraft and Animal Crossing, but it's also Pokemon, and there's like a story to it. It looks really cute. But at the same time, I don't know, I don't have a Switch 2. I don't have a Switch 1 either, so I'm like, oh man. If there's only one game I want to play on the Switch, I don't know if I can justify getting a Switch 2, you know? So I'm just gonna watch, and I'm gonna be like Patrick in the window and be like, thank you, hey Danny! Thank you for 2 months for the sub. Welcome! Yippee! I hope you enjoy, that you like it here, yeah. Had a Switch once and never used it for ages. Yeah, that's how it goes with a lot of consoles. Like, I contemplated getting the Steam Deck a while ago, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna use it that much, cause, let's see here. Half the time when I'm on my, what's it called? Half the time when I'm like doing in my free time, I'm either on my PC or I'm on my phone or on my iPad. So I'm usually on my iPad reading manga. So like I'm either on my manga reading manga or I'm like on my phone reading like fan fiction or what's it called, doom scrolling, or I'm watching YouTube videos on the iPad. And then if I'm on my computer, I'm doing like, I don't know. What do I do on the computer? I don't really play games in my free time. I don't play free. What do I do on my computer in my free time? I don't really do much. I had a phase where I was really into jigsaw puzzles, so I would do that in my free time, but now I don't really have time for that anymore, so now I just kind of once in a while log into Genshin and do fishing. I do fishing and do the major events on Genshin, and then and then sometimes I draw. Sometimes I open up CSP. If I feel like it, I'm like, oh, I should open up CSP and do something. But yeah, I don't really play much games. I contemplated, I was like, I should play Fantasy Life. I love that game, but I don't have enough time to actually dedicate into playing the game for a really long time. But maybe if I had I was thinking about getting a Steam Deck because I was like, oh, I can play Fantasy Life on the Steam Deck, right? But then I was like, okay, how much time do I actually go out and feel like I need the portability of a Steam Deck? And even worse, like if I were to get a Switch, I don't travel very often, and if I did, like there's not a lot I would do on the Switch. Cause like what games are there on the Switch right now that you can play on this, like that you can also play on other things? Like I think there is Animal Crossing, which I never got to play. There is the Breath of the Wild, and then there's Tears of the Kingdom. I played them a little bit, not too much, but I don't know. Never had the time for it, unfortunately. I got an OG Switch, loved it to death, and they revised its design. Then they made an OLED model, and there's a Switch 2. Yeah! Here, a Switch 2 is like $500 if you can find one. I think they still have it in stock. I'm not sure. I haven't visited the store. I don't know. But I'm building a PC right now. Like I'm building a PC, so I'm not gonna get another console. If I ever need to do anything and I'm going outside, like I'm not using a Switch. I'm not using a Switch. I'm not using a Steam Deck, so there's no really purpose in getting one. Although I do think it's nice. I like when they brought it back, when they first announced the Switch, I was like, oh my god, we're bringing the PSP back. The PSP, we're so back. Do you guys remember the PSP? That was a thing. It unfortunately was competing a lot with the DS at the time, so I'm not really sure if the PS was super popular unless you were like into PlayStation games. Or like Xbox maybe? PSP was a creature unto itself. They took the design from the PSP and they were like, hey, what if we made it into a Nintendo Switch? That's basically the Switch. The PSP was nice. I don't know what games could you play on the PSP? If anything, the PSP was actually kind of nice to hold. Like, the design in itself is great. I love the buttons. Like, I had the black model with the clear buttons. Those are so pretty. I just wanted to eat the buttons. That was really nice. Some dude stole my PSP when I was 6? What the heck? My gosh. I didn't have a PSP. My parents had a PSP. My parents were gamers. So, I think my mom had a PSP. I don't know what games they played on it. I don't remember. But, with the new Resident Evil thing that came out, Resident Evil 9, I do have it. I've been playing it on the weekend. I played it last weekend and my parents were watching because they were like, oh, put it on the big TV, we want to watch. So we were playing it and my parents were like it turned into like this whole thing where my dad was on the couch and my mom was like watching too, and then like we were just all watching my brother play Resident Evil 9. And my parents were telling us how like when they were in college, when they were in school, like way long ago, they played the original Resident Evils on the couch with their roommates back in the day. And they were like, yeah, I remember playing it. And they were like, oh, the controls are really bad. It was like really bad motion sickness. And I don't know, even nowadays, the recent controls don't really help. You can either play in third person or first person, but you can't increase the FOV, which is kind of sad. I kind of wish they had the ability to increase the FOV. It was a birthday gift? Oh no, that's sad. I got a DS as a birthday gift, I think. I don't remember. Was it a birthday gift? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I got a DS a long time ago. The DS Lite. Not the original DS. The original DS was a brick. I turned up my gain and I'm really loud. I'm really echoey. But yeah, there's a lot of games out there. Is it true that people out there were like, oh, I don't like playing older games because I don't like the graphics? And it's like people saying like, oh, I don't watch older anime because I don't like the graphics. It's kind of weird. Which, I mean, for me personally, I don't have much experience with older games. Like, I think one of these days I want to play through the older Zelda series. Maybe. How long does it take to play through those? I'm customizing my new 3DS XL model to have metal circle pads and buttons and stuff. Ooh, cool. I don't have my 3DS anymore. I borrowed one. I borrowed it from a relative for like 2 years and then they gave it back. But I heard that people are really... Hello. Ni hao. I don't know what that last character is, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I see people bringing back the 3DS and being like, everybody, you gotta keep physical media. There's this whole thing going on right now about like porting all the old things because everything's going down. Like, if we're losing a lot of older games, we're losing a lot of like things aren't produced anymore. Physical media and newer media doesn't like work the way it used to do. Stuff like that. There's a lot of like concerns about privacy and whatever. Especially nowadays too, with a lot of services breaking. Like, what's it called? AO3 went down for like a whole day. Longer than that, like 2 days. AO3 went down for a while, and people were like, no, I gotta go download all my favorite fanfiction. So I should do that. I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, I should download my favorite fics. But also at the same time, it takes so much time to download stuff. Like, if there was a button that I could go, maybe there is something out there that I can click and it'd be like, oh, we're gonna download all of my bookmarked fics, and then I can go back and read them. There's people out there who do bookbinding and they bookbind their favorite fics. Like my whole 550k fan fiction that I read that's like really nice. Like, I read one that was like talking about like, oh my god, it's like a 100k long word fan fiction about just a dating sim. It's like a dating simulator, but they don't realize it's a dating simulator. It's great. I love fanfics like that. Or like, I don't know, there's like the common consensus nowadays where people are like, oh, fanfiction is for gooners, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, fanfiction is, there's just there's a story to it. It's so good. Sounds fire? Yeah. Like, one of them is my favorite authors, and they have such good writing. Oh my god, it's so great. Like, one of them is where they go, one of the people is a producer on a dating show and they invite all their friends. It's like one of those there's like dating shows where they invite people into a house and then they have to go on dates with each other and pick people to go on dates with and stuff, and at the very end they like end up together and everybody ends up with different couples. It's really cute. Or like another one where this dude is like just some company worker and the other guy is like a streamer, and then they like meet each other accidentally in a game because one of them is like, oh, I have to go help run this game account for another person, and the other person is like, I'm playing this game because my sibling is asked me to help level their character. So they meet in the game, but they don't realize that each other is not actually their like account. So they both think each other is a girl and they just catfish each other. It's so great. I love that. I love stories like that. What do they call it? There was a tag for it in AO3, but I don't remember what it was called. I think it was called identity porn or something. Why is that censored? I did not come up with that tag name. That is a tag that just exists. Basically, it's like when a character when they don't know the true identity of each other. And it's just a huge misunderstanding, but it's funny. It's not like misunderstanding where they're standing outside the door and they're like, oh, this character sucks and I don't like the way they do this and blah, blah, blah. And the other person's standing there and they go like, oh, they're insulting me. And then they like run away in tears. And then right afterwards, they're like, but they're a great person and I love them. And it's like, bro, why did you not start with that first? Like stupid misunderstandings like that is what I don't like. But other than that, I think it's good. There's so many stories out there. Actually, I should download them. I should go back. Like one of these days, I'm gonna go and download a bunch of fics. I need to go download all my favorite fanfiction. I gotta go through my tags though. Although, I don't know. There's some things out there where I read and I'm like, oh my god, why was I in this fandom? Sometimes I read fics and I'm like, oh no. Like, oh gosh, I have fond memories of them, but like going back into them and like that fandom specifically, you're like, oh, it's cringe. Your local library is starving for AO3 fics? Yeah. I miss physical books too. I remember I used to be a really big reader a long time ago. And I don't know what happened to that. It went into like, hey, let's go to your local library and read all the YA novels on the bookshelf to like, let's read like soft adult novels to like, let's read a bunch of manga and fan fiction. And then it went to like web novels and visual novels. Well, not really visual novels, but more like web novels, light novels. And then it went back to manga for a little bit, and then it went back to fan fiction. It kind of cycles through now. It's like it goes from manga, then it goes to light novels, and then it goes to webtoons, and then it goes to manhwa, and then it goes to like light novels again. And then fan fiction. It's kind of a cycle where I'll be like, I'll get into this series of like manhwa and it'll end, or like the updates won't catch up to it and it'll be like, oh, there's a light novel for it. Let's read the light novel. And then I'll go and read the light novel and I'll catch up to the light novel and I'll be like, well, now what else do I read? I want to look at something similar. So then I start reading like a bunch of other light novels and then I switch over and I'm like, oh, this one comes in a web, like a manhwa format, so I'm gonna go read the manhwa. And then it's like, oh, this one's based off a manga, I'm gonna go read the manga. And then I'm like, oh no, I reached the end of the manga and it ended, I need more of this content, I'm gonna go read fan fiction. Yeah, it goes in a circle. Kids in my high school were like, screw it, let's just read borderline no-no stuff. Oh yeah, people are like that when they're kids. Like, I don't know, everybody's like that. They go through a phase where they're like, I'm gonna go read stuff that other people said I shouldn't. And then you read, and then you're like, oh, yeah, maybe that's not the maybe that's not the greatest. Like, there's this one notorious there's this one notorious manga that's like known for like this series of numbers that everybody says it's like absolutely like dark and stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that is messed up. That is messed up. I remember people would talk about that one. But I didn't actually, like... Yeah, that one. I didn't actually read that one until, like, I was in... like, first year university. It wasn't until somebody brought it up to me, somebody made a reference to it. I was like, what is that? And then they're like, oh, it's this Vic, like, just look it up by the number, it's infamous for it. And I was like, oh. And then I, like, read it, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's dark. I mean, It'd make a really good horror novel. Like, it'd make a really good horror novel for, like, women. But as on its own, I can't tell if it's trying to be serious or if it's trying to be, like, edgy. Or if it's, like, I genuinely don't think the person who wrote it meant it to be, like, a gooning thing. I think they just wrote it because they were like, oh, I'm gonna write something dark. So, like, from a horror perspective, I think it's good. But from, like, any other perspective, I'm like, eh. Like, is this anybody's, like, thing? Is anybody into that? That's kind of, like, scary. Like, that's kind of weird. Reminder that the creator said that the canon ending was a fan ending where Jojo... Josuke Higashigata from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure swoops in and saves the girl in the end. I've never seen the fan endings. I've only seen the original. There's a fan... People made fan edits? Oh my god. It's like when people do that for games. Or people do that in video games and they're like, oh no, the canon ending is like this thing. Like, I know the whole Toho series has like a whole crack fic section where... I forgot what it's called. It's like some Toho series, but they add in like recurring characters such as Solid Snake and the dude from Metal Gear. And like Samus and stuff like that. I'm like, what? Apparently it's a whole like ongoing parody. That, you know what? That's great. I'm happy that she gets a good ending because that's sad. The whole thing is just sad. I remember reading it, I was like, oh my god. I'll throw this save for work JoJo ending in the Discord. Everyone is curious. It's actually really wholesome. Oh, that's cute. Good for her. Does he like come in and heal her? That's nice. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, have I ever read anything like darker than that? Yeah, he does. Oh, that's nice. I know it's like a big meme now. Like, I guess because of how dark it is, but I'm wondering if there's any stories out there that are like darker or as dark as that. I don't really remember if I saw any. Like, maybe in terms of horror, but most horror stuff is just like, oh, the worst thing we can do is like dismember you. That one's kind of sad because it essentially just ruins her life. Like, I'm pretty sure there's horror manga out there. There's one I specifically remember that is extremely dark, and I feel like that one's more just torture. Because I think what made Metamorphosis really sad is because of how young she was, but it's not just because she was in high school, because a lot of these horror fics do take place in high school. But it was more of the fact that, like, at multiple points in her life, she could have turned around, and every single time she tried to get out of that cycle, something bad happened to her, and then she ended up going, like, into a spiral, and it just got worse. Because, like, most of the times in horror, you end up in a situation where, like, it's really hard to get out of, like, especially, like, one of them that I read where they were like, oh, we're gonna throw people into a deserted island, and we're gonna, like, Lord of the Flies it. Like, if you've ever read the original of, what's it called? I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It's like that, but before they were turned into goo, you know? Where they were just kind of, like, going crazy because there was nothing else to do, and they decided to, like, go, like, insane. So there are manga out there that exist like that, but none specifically that I've seen that, like, talk about like the type of dark content that Metamorphosis does. And in terms of like fics that I've read that are pretty dark, like there's dark fics out there. There's like they don't actually go much into like the drug aspect of it, but they do go pretty dark with like the whole like prostitution rings and fighting for your life, essentially like literally brawling and like fighting rings and like gang stuff and all that. So it does exist. I'm trying to think, like, would I equate it to be as dark or darker? No, not really. I don't know. Fight or be forgotten? Kind of. Not really fighting, because like the story does focus on that. It's more of like there's a lot of circumstances in the story that just like, okay, you gotta like pretend like this thing actually does exist, and maybe it does. Who knows? Who knows? Reminds me of people who were, remember like back in the, well, I'm pretty sure it still does exist, but I remember there's a rumor going around online where people were talking about how like all the content that people upload online, they have to like, there's a person out there physically censoring things, which I'm not sure if they still do. There apparently is a job out there in the world where your job is to review stuff posted on the internet and find like dark content and try to censor it into like the quote-unquote dark web to make it harder for people to see. And apparently it's such like a sad job that people get traumatized from it. I remember hearing that rumor a long time ago, but I'm not sure if it's true. Maybe like a long time ago when they didn't have censorship systems and it had to be manually done. But nowadays, I feel like they have technology that's able to automatically flag content that shouldn't be seen. Because I remember people out there talking about like, oh, in school, people would talk about rumors of like, oh, I know a website where you can watch people's like head get chopped off and stuff like that. I'm like, is that real? Who knows? Sorry. Discord is a solid place to see those. Discord? I'm not in those Discords. Are there people who like post that just for like the sake of gore purposes and they're like, oh haha, I'm gonna like send people gore? Some random dude was sent it out of nowhere? What? That's crazy. Like, I get people posting links to like, I get people posting links to like uncensored YouTube videos or like third-party websites that are suspicious and stuff, and they're like, hey, watch this video, look at this video, and it's like some edgy stuff. People will rate and spam gore vids. Wow. Is that still a thing nowadays, or are people like chilled? I mean, I guess if it's like a hate raid, people will do that. I feel like Discord has pretty like upgraded moderation tools now. I remember those days. I was not in Discord back in the day. I was mostly in forums. Instagram too, really. Mostly what happened with LGBTQIA and safe spaces. Do people just not like those? Like, I don't... Okay. I still see that happening nowadays, especially with like Twitch. Where people will raid people with like the LGBTQIA friendly tag. Which is the reason why I don't have it. Like, I'm LGBTQIA friendly. I don't care if you're whatever. Like, I don't advertise myself as that kind of space, but if you are, congratulations. Uh-oh, my alarm. But I remember back in the day when I first... I remember back in the day when I first started streaming. I remember when people were like, oh yeah, people with LGBTQIA stuff, they would get raided with hate messages, and that was kind of like, ooh. What is IA? It stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, interspirit? Intersex, I think? Asexual... So like intersex... Yeah, intersex and asexual, I believe. LGBTQIA+. And queer is just a big umbrella for like anything else. So like... Sometimes people say like T stands for two-spirit or trans. I'm not sure. Those are more spectrums than anything else. Yeah, everything's a spectrum. But yeah, I remember back in the day when... I think during the pandemic, the early 2020s, when people were like, people would hate raid streamers with that tag. And... I wanted to avoid that, but if you've been here long enough, you would know that I myself am pretty open to anything. Hello, Doberman! Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How are you? We're just yapping. Did you guys see the new Pokemon? Oh, they're so cute! My favorite is the dog. Also, honestly, when I first saw the lizard, I was like, why is he so fruity? Why does he got bedroom eyes? But then, I don't know, looking at it, it kind of grew on me. I was like, you know what, the lizard's kind of great. The lizard's cute. Reminds me of the little pet shop. The littlest pet shop characters. Or, the bird. I don't like the bird, I'm so sorry. I love Rowlet. I just don't like this bird. I don't know, it's the eyes. Hey, I'm fine, and you? I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. What are your guys' favorite starter from this one? Do you guys like the, do you like the dog, the lizard, or the bird? I don't know, the eyes on the bird are so odd looking. I think it'd be so cute. I think that bird would be so much cuter if they gave it like Pikachu eyes. Eyebrow? Yeah. Growl? Growl? What is... Pom-Bomb? Pom-Bomb and Gecko? Gekwa. I think it's Gekwa. I don't like any of them, no! But they're so cute. I think compared to all of the previous starters, they do have like a distinct look about them. The character design is definitely very different. Like, I think compared to the previous ones, I want my scary monster starters back. None of the previous starters have ever been scary. I don't know what you're talking about. They have not been. They have not been scary. What do you mean scary? Hello, Elven Frog. Balls. They've not been scary. What? In what universe? Huh? The new Pokemon? They're too cute looking for me. Oh, but they're so cute. I want my Pokemon to exude aura. They don't look like monsters anymore though. Yeah, but like Gen 4 Pokemon didn't look like monsters either. You had a literal penguin. And God, what was the rest of them in there? You had like Torchic, who's a little birdie. And then you had like Trico. They're not monsters. They look like animals. Darkrai's not a starter though. You're talking about ghost Pokemon, but those aren't starters. Torchic evolves into Blaziken? Yeah, Blaziken's nice. That was my starter pick. I think for Gen 2, Gen 4, Gen 3. I don't remember. I don't know what gen they are. I picked Torchic. Like Cyndaquil and stuff like that. They're cute. But I'm talking about starters specifically. If we're talking about like previous Pokemon, you know, their previous Pokemon are stuff like I guess I don't know if they ran out of ideas for Pokemon, but now they're just objects. There's a lot of them that are just like objects or concepts, and you're like, huh. What happened to being based off of animals and stuff? Kind of miss, because like you have stuff out there nowadays, and it's like, what is this thing? Sandcastle? It's a sandcastle. It's a lamp. It's like a literal candle, a literal treasure chest. What happened to like little guys? You know, like what happened to little creatures? Can you imagine? Like, I get it back in the day when you were like, oh, look at my Pokemon. It's like a little mouse. It's like an animal. It lives in an environment. You go out nowadays and you're like, look at my Pokemon. Look at this thing. What is it? Oh, look at my Pokemon dog. It's a little sandcastle. What the heck? Muck is literally a pile of sludge. Yeah. It's like, I am the possessed spirit of keys. Ooh, jingle, jingle, jingle. Like, really? That, what? Your floating pair of keys, what? I miss when things were just like, just a concept or a thing, like Polygon. Whatever the heck that thing was, I love that. It's so dumb looking, I love it. Polygon. I love looking at that thing, it's so cute. I don't even know what that was supposed to be. It's like space thing. Hello, Santa's Blue. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Pokemon fell off for me after Gen 7. I stopped playing the games after Pokemon Black and White. I will be so for real. So any single time I see a new Pokemon after that gen, I'm like, what is this? To me, all Pokemon after after Black and White, I just don't know. I have never seen them before in my life. They don't look like Pokemon to me, but that's because I haven't played the games. Although there are Pokemon in the newer gens that I think are very, very cute, like Kittyfly, or the sushi Pokemon, or like the little fishies. They're so cute. What? The Alolan version of Quagsire? Is it called Quagsmire? Or something like that? Oh, it's so cute. I like the little blob. Quagsmire? I've 100%ed them. I was barely keeping up with Gen 7, but the designs feel the same anymore. I think it's because you get older and you kind of like get more picky about designs. Because as you're like, the younger you are, you're just kind of like, sure, yeah, whatever, that's okay. That's cute. Now as you get older, I think you get a little bit more picky. Because I think back in the day, they were competing a little bit with Digimon. And I feel like that's what inspired a lot of the animal-like designs. Because they were like, oh, we're gonna try to like compete with Digimon. And then nowadays, I feel like they're trying to go different routes and they're trying to be a little bit experimental, which I think is cool and all. I think it's great. I'm kind of looking forward to what they come up with, but I do kind of miss when the legendaries were just spirits of nature and things, rather than trying to fit a concept of an entire region, you know? Like, I kind of miss when they had, what it called? I kind of miss when the legendaries were just literal gods. It's like, oh, this is like the guardian god of time or whatever, or like the guardian god of this region. Or like, at least they were nature spirits and they're like, oh, they control the weather. That's cute. That's great. Nowadays, it's like, what is this? I adore the hilarity of capturing God in a funny purple ball. Yeah. Like, what do you mean I can go and me fighting the Elite Four with my literal god of time, Dialga? The literal god of time and space? Like, hell yeah. I'm like, what, 10-year-old with like the legendary? It's just so wild. I don't know, I kind of missed, it's something that I don't think a lot of younger people won't be able to experience anymore. Like the experience of going to GameStop and being able to catch limited edition rare Pokemon and legendaries through like the Wi-Fi portal on your DS. Like just standing outside a GameStop and being like, begging your parents to take you to GameStop and being like, oh, I want to go to GameStop. They're having this like event where you can get like Meloetta. I want to get Meloetta or like, where is the other Pokemon that you could get? I don't remember. Or yeah, you could get cross Pokemon. Like, let's say you had Pokemon like Heart Gold, you could get Silver Pokemon through the exchange, where they had like exclusive Pokemon through one section. Like if you have one specific game, you can get the other one. Or through trading. Kind of miss that. People don't have that nowadays. Not much of a social aspect. I still have my Blood Moon Lunala and Red Sun Soligalo. Yeah! I never played that. My goats. My most memorable boss fight is the twins with the sun. I forgot the name. They were like space trainers. They were like twin space trainers. They were based off of like whatever. The I forgot the name. The Sun Rock and the Moon Rock. I don't know why, but those two were memorable for me in terms of like Lunatone and Soul Rock. Yeah, those are the most memorable gym leaders. I don't know why. Tate and Lisa. I don't know their names. I just remember what they look like. They were dressed in purple, and then they had like the Moon Rock and the Sun Rock. And then I remember that's the first time I think they introduced the duel mechanic where you can fight with two Pokemon. That was interesting to me. I remember that was the first time I went like, oh no. Because I'm so used to fighting with the one Pokemon at a time, and then when they came out with two, and I was like, now both of my Pokemon get to die at the same time. Great. But that was so long ago, I don't really remember anymore. But yeah, I experienced a lot of the Pokemon through like watching the movies, and that was great. Kind of miss it. There's people out there making a, what's it called? There's like this chart that comes out that people came up with, and they're like, oh, your favorite starter Pokemon throughout all the generations. Sorry, I'm late, Boogie. No worries, Oomphy. No worries. Why did my captions change that to Goofy? What the heck? Oomphy. There you go. Hello. No worries, you're never late to a stream. We crashed like 3 times. Did you get all the parts for your PC yet? I almost did. I actually have my... Let's see here. I've got all my parts. I got my case today. I'm waiting for my PC fans and then my secondary PC CPU cooler. I'm missing the second PCU cooler. And when I get all that parts, I'll do a hand cam and I'll build my PC on stream with my brother. I did tell him, I was like, hey, do you want to help me build my PC? I'm gonna stream it, and he's like, sure. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because my desk is pretty tiny, but it'll probably be on the floor I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't have the desk space. So I think what I might do is that I'm gonna take a blanket or something, put it on the floor, and then I'm gonna put all my PC parts on it maybe. Or if I can break down a big cardboard box, maybe I could put that on my carpet, because I don't want to lose little teeny tiny screws to the carpet. Or I can like put all my screws in a little container maybe. You don't need that much desk space? Are you sure about that? Because my desk is very tiny. Just put your working on the table? I guess if I put everything like individually, I'll be like, okay, I'm putting my PSU together. Okay, screw that in. Now it's time for the CPU. Motherboard. Put that in. Oh, okay, now it's time for like my Wi-Fi card, and then put that in. Get bolts for the screws, label everything. That's what the VOD's for. I don't need to label anything. I'm just gonna watch back the VOD and be like, okay, now I have proof of exactly what I did. I can watch the video and be like, oh, that screw went there. Now I have a PDF of how to build the PC as instructed on the case manufacturer thing. Expect to sweat while building. Oh yeah. I'm gonna miss lagging you. I hope I don't lag anymore. I hope I don't crash. I'm gonna be really sad if I do. I'm gonna reinstall everything like from scratch on this new PC just so that I'm like, okay, every single thing that I have an issue with, I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Like, I don't know what's going on with this PC. I'm gonna reinstall everything. And it's probably gonna be very crunchy for the first couple of streams because they'll be missing some things, and I'll be like, oh, that doesn't work anymore because I don't have that set up. Oops. Stuff like that. But I think for like a day, I'm just gonna go back and forth and be like, okay, my settings are the same. My mic settings are the same. This plugin is here, this goes here, and this goes there, whatever. This PC is just hella outdated. I don't know what it is. I wonder if it's a CPU issue or if it's like a GPU. Oh, I know it's not a GPU issue because my GPU issue is like at 50 something right now. It's my CPU. My CPU just does not like it. This PC is just hella outdated. Oh yeah. I heard Windows did an update that causes PC to start lagging. I heard that Windows did something that causes your microphone to sound bad. And I haven't checked it yet. I saw this Twitter post going around where they were like, oh, yeah, by the way, check your Windows settings. They added this thing called the Windows Enhanced Microphone thing, and it makes you sound funky. I haven't checked it. I don't know if it's doing anything, so let me know if my audio sounds kind of funny. It's called being Windows. Yeah. Okay, I don't. Whoa, why do I have so many instances of OBS open? Okay, let me go to my playback devices. A lot of people started to move to Linux. Yeah, Windows 11 is causing a lot of problems with gaming. Okay, let me go to recording. Where am I recording on? This one? Properties. Listen. Levels. Advanced. No. I have not had that update yet. I'm not on Windows 11. I'm still on Windows 10. Because I saw this one update a long time ago that said, hey, if you want to upgrade your... If you want to stay on Windows 10... You can use like the corporate version of it that extends the life for up to 3 years. So I'm using that. I'm going to be on Windows 10 for as long as I can because I just... Whatever they're doing to Windows 11 just really sucks and I don't know what they're doing with it. Like, it'd be one thing if it worked fine, but it doesn't. And apparently they just kind of vibe coded the whole thing, which, by the way, I first thought that vibe coding was just kind of like free coding. Like, imagine sitting down at a computer and just doing like Hackerman style, like... But apparently it's just sitting back and being like, hey, ChatGPT, can you generate me a code that turns the power button on? And then they take that code and they copy and paste it, and they're like, well, it works fine. Instead of actually checking the code and making sure it works. I apparently learned that that's what vibe coding means, and I was like, hey, isn't that like super unstable? Like, you're not checking your code. Isn't that the opposite of what coding is? They're like, oh, let's get a robot to code it. Like, hey, is that... I don't know if that works. And, okay, the original idea that was created back in 2013 was the idea that you spend less time... Because nowadays a lot of code is copy and pasted, right? If you've ever tried making a website, you just copy and paste the code over and you just re-enter like, oh, I want my text boxes to look like this. I want the padding to be this. I want this box to be here. It's a lot of copy and pasting. If you've ever built a website. Nowadays, code is also very similar. You just kind of copy and paste parts. But for some reason, they said, hey, let's make it a little easy and we're going to have like some robot make code. Just generative. And where's it coming from? The idea that they first came up with it was that people would do it, and then you would be able to know enough about coding to go into the system if you ever had problems and be like, oh, this is the code, and this is where the line that went wrong, and this is the extra text that I don't need, and I can edit it. But it just turned into like, we're going to generate the entire code, and we're going to see if it works, and if I don't see any issues, then it's fine. Versus what the original context was supposed to be. What do they call it? There's a thing in English where you do things and along the way the original word loses its meaning and it becomes something else entirely. I forgot what that's called. But that is what happened with that thing. It wasn't meant to be that, but nowadays for some reason people have kind of taken it to do that, which is odd. Linguistic drift. Yeah. People have started doing that with a bunch of things I've noticed. Or even then in basic literacy where people are kind of substituting words that aren't supposed to be those words. Like people will say things like live long and proper when they really mean live long and prosper. Like, hey, that's a completely different word. I don't know where you got that word from. Maybe people are losing English skills. I don't know. Or some people will say stuff like, I'm trying to think of them. They say one word and they mean another word entirely, and you're like, huh. That substitution, isn't that just making a mistake? I don't know, because they fully believe that they are saying something else. Taking things for granted, yeah? I saw somebody talking about that a while ago, and they had a couple examples. I just don't remember what they were. Like, I don't know. And I just wonder if it's like, do people not know what they're talking about, or is it like a grammar issue? Irony is the worst victim here? I don't know. Bone apple tea. Yeah. Bone apple tea. Bone apple teeth. Wait, I'm trying to say it wrong, but it's correcting it to the proper one. Bone apple teeth. Yeah. Enjoy your meal, bone apple teeth. The people say it as an irony thing, but I don't know if they really mean it. I don't know. Grammar issues. Imagine the only job you can do in the future is to generate electricity for AI. How? God, can you imagine a future where they're like, oh, we're gonna make people like We're gonna make people walk in circles and generate electricity. Oh, do you remember? I remember learning back in the day, it was so cool. It was so cool. They had this thing called kinetic energy, and they came out with a bra for women to wear that would generate enough energy that it would collect in a battery to power a lamp. And that was a whole thing. Like, I remember for a while there was like a whole big fad around kinetic technology that would create energy. So one of the most popular examples, I believe, was that... What? Yeah, it's a thing. Look it up. There was a whole thing where they took a city and they replaced the sidewalk with a bunch of these panels, where stepping on the panels would generate electricity for the traffic lights. I don't remember exactly where it was, but that's really cool. I don't know what happened to it though. They were like, oh, we can do this in major cities with a lot of foot traffic. Can you imagine, like, New York, where they had like that type of flooring and where stepping on things would generate electricity that would power traffic lights and walking, like street lights? I'm not really sure what happened to it. I think it was just expensive. Yeah, the panel thing. Why am I getting confetti across the screen? What is happening? If you use Instagram, I think you would know the footsteps in Japan generate electricity. Maybe that's where it's from. Maybe they did this, the sidewalk things. Which, it's so cool. If you've ever been to Japan or like Korea, the streetlights and the way that they tell you where to walk and where to go is very, very cool. Like, they have lights on the ground, not just like the little, you know, like the little walking man symbol and the little stop symbol. It's on the ground. They have colors. Like, on the ground it'll say green, like the ground will literally light up green where you stand to cross the street. It'll like, they'll have a little strip of light that's green and it'll turn red to tell you to stop. And then like along the walkway, it's all lit up. It's so cool. It's really, really pretty. I was like, wow, we don't have that here. All we have are these yellow bumps because people who are blind need the little bumps to see. And then sometimes if you press hard enough and you press multiple times, it'll make noises. It'll tell you, it'll go like beep, 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 and it'll tell you when to walk. I was like, wow, we don't have that here. The Immigrant Limp to Wholesome Metamorphosis Ending is an anime manga for those curious. Ooh, I'll check it out later. But yeah, there's a lot of like, I remember there's a lot of really cool technology that was coming up back in the day, where people where people were coming up with like different types of energy resources. That was really fun. That was really exciting. Or what was the other one? Because there was this whole thing that people were talking about. They're like, oh, what if we had like full body kinetic energy motion and then we could use it to charge our phones and stuff, and that way we would never need like batteries. I don't know what happened to that one. Or they created like a physical photosynthesis energy thing where through the power of just water and sunlight you could also use it to energy power a bunch of things. I don't know what happened to that one either. There's a lot of technology that out there where it's like you learn at a young age and you're like, wow, this would be so cool for the future, and then it just never exists. And it's like, oh, what happened to it? Where'd it go? We could have had so many cool things. I don't know. There's a lot of cool inventions out there, like in areas where they don't have, what's it called? I remember a question I did a really, really long time ago between the energy of steam engines, where it's like, hey, we have electric cars. Why don't we have steam-powered engines in cars? But then I learned that, like, in order to have enough water to carry a car and have steam energy for cars, you would need a very large car. Because you would need a lot. You would need a very big water tank. It'd make your car very heavy, and Honestly, for a car, it'd be very difficult because you don't want your car to be heavy, especially in car accidents. Then you learn about conservation of energy and mass, and it's like, wow, great, now I'm sad. Duh. We did make a purely water-powered car once. The man who made it got assassinated before the plans ever got out. Oh, what? That's not concerning at all. It's like, it reminds me of like when journalists come out with like, when journalists report about things and they have to like explicitly say like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I have no plans of taking my life anytime soon. Or like scientists when they come out with like close breakthroughs about things and you're like, oh, what happened to them? I don't know. They mysteriously disappeared in a car accident. Who knows? It's like, oh, that's concerning. That's kind of sad. That's weird. There's a lot of cool things out there. I'm surprised that the electric vehicle made it as far as it did then. If that's what happens to people who come out with like scientific breakthroughs. Which, I wish we had solar paneled cars. I wish we had solar paneled cars. I wish we had like water powered cars. I wish we had like different types of energy in vehicles. That's not like straight up gas and electric. Especially like, we have all this technology to do a bunch of really, really cool things and we don't do anything with it. Because like, in multiple parts around the world, for example, I believe in Japan, right? In Japan, you could take solar panels above the parking garages as a roof. You can make the solar panels into a roof and make shade for cars in a parking lot. And you could use that energy to power an entire building. You can use it to power an entire amusement park, or like a portion of the amusement park. But they just don't do that here. And it's not like solar panels are expensive. Because solar panels, like, you get that cost back in saved money. So I'm not really sure why we don't do that here. It's really weird. You should make the first ever water car. We believe in you. Oh my gosh. If I was smarter, then maybe. But unfortunately, I am not very smart. The most I have done is create a steam-powered boat out of a metal can, and that's it. Because that was part of like a STEM thing. His name was Stanley Myers. Cool guy. Ooh, that sounds cool. There's a lot of cool minds out there. Very... lots of science. I've always said, like, if I was better at math, I think I would have gone and become I think I would have gone down the route of being a engineer. But I didn't, because I don't like math. Sad. But from a young age, I've always really, really liked science. Like, I like biology, I like physics. I like the cool things that we did in science, like chemistry and all that. But then the moment they brought like math into it, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, physics isn't just like dropping things from really high above and like building cars and all that. We gotta do calculations and kinetic energy and quantum physics and all that stuff, imaginary numbers. And then I said, oh man, math, sad. No, the moment they started bringing imaginary numbers into things and I had to like learn calculus, I said, oh no, science is no longer fun. I grew up in the area where, I grew up in the era where empowering women and women in STEM was a very, very discussed topic. Where people were like, we need more women in STEM. We all have a lot of men in this program. We need more women. Equity. We need equality in these types of fields. We need more women in STEM. So there was a lot of like girl STEM camps that you could sign up for free that was like subsidized by like universities and stuff that I went to as a kid. And I remember going to them, and it was a lot of fun, because they'd be like, oh, today, this week, we're gonna be doing like cool science experiments, and the next week we're gonna be doing something about like making robots, and then the other week we're gonna be doing things like making bridges out of pasta and learning about forces and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun. But then the moment I got to high school, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the same experience, but we're gonna actually like calculate why that works and how that works and like the science behind it and the math behind it. And I said, oh no, math. I never learned imaginary numbers. Oh, I never did either. But for a very brief period of time, I had a very vested interest in quantum mechanics. And I was like, why do numbers number? So then I looked into it. I read a bunch of academic journals and looked into imaginary numbers and how they worked. And then I said, not for me. And then I went into biology. Because biology, there's barely any math. So that was fun. But essentially, yes, imaginary numbers are numbers that they use to substitute an item that has no quantifiable meaning. They're just numbers that just happen to exist, and you basically are using them as like multiple variables. You're like, hey, this number doesn't exist, so you're going to you know, a morning starts good when you just join this stream and she says sad and then 2 minutes of ads start. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Gogurikazu. I learned way too much about quantum mechanics. I learned way too much about quantum mechanics and science after getting bored. Oh yeah. My favorite website out there is How Stuff Works. Or one of my favorite websites out there was How Stuff Works. Before that, my favorite website was the Crab Cam. The long time ago when internet browsers used to be a thing and we used to have JavaScript. We used to have JavaScript. Do you remember when National Geographic used to have something called cams? They used to have live webcams of the places at the zoo. So they used to have like a cockroach cam, they used to have a kitten cam, they used to have a crab cam, they used to have a fish cam, jellyfish cam. You could go on the website and watch stuff. You're so pretty, you look like you smell like apple pie. That is a very specific compliment. Thank you. Hello, Nyazinger Zed. You look like you smell like apples. Like specifically sour apples. Like Granny Smith apples, but in a good way. You know? Like Granny Smith apples. Like sour, but also kind of sweet, you know? I'll take it. Hell yeah. Hello, FECK. Thank you for the 4 months. Welcome. Welcome back. Hello. She sounds like how apple soda tastes. I don't know. Apple soda? I've never had apple soda before. I don't know what that is. Teaching crabs to read was also fun. Yeah. I miss some scuffs. Oh yeah. My stream crashed like 3 times when I started it out. I missed National Geographic's like cockroach cams. It was great. They had a little camera inside a little cockroach dollhouse, and they had a little teeny tiny Madagascar hissing cockroaches inside. So imagine like a little dollhouse set in like a really like cute with a little like checkered table print and like little plates set up and stuff. It was so cute. Oh man, I miss that. But yes, second favorite website to that website, the National Geographic cams, was the howstuffworks.com. Did you see that Leon may be married? Yeah! The ring finger. He's got a silver ring. People, the whole fandom is guessing whether it's Ada or the Redfield line. God, I don't think they'll ever mention it because they like to keep people guessing. But as much as they've been setting stuff up with Ada the entire time, I don't know. Either one is fine. Whatever happens, happens. Honestly, I just think good for Leon. Good for Leon. If he's happy, that's good. He has suffered so much. The man's been through hell. At least he needs some happiness. The funny thing is you don't see it until you unlock his concept art. Actually, you see it at the very, very end. He takes off his glove and he puts his ring back on. That's at the very end of the game. My concern is we don't get to see Leon's ass this game. There's a mod for that. People have already come out with the mod. There's like there's a Leon in a bunny suit mod. He's like shirtless and he's got like a little bunny ears. And then the bow tie and stuff. Oh my god. Do you think love can bloom even on Zone Battlefield? Listen. If people can find love in the middle of Overwatch or the middle of like League of Legends or the middle of like Valorant, I think you can find love anywhere. Love blooms in the most difficult places. Love blooms in the most unexpected places. He's getting gooned more than the female characters. Yeah, he's like the dude with like the arms out, taking like the bullets to the back in front of the kid sleeping on the bed. He's like, oh, the female Capcom characters. And Leon just standing there like, I will take the hit for you. I don't think Love and Valorant goes far, really, but I know people who like started dating because they met in Valorant. It's like, hey, how did you meet your girlfriend? And they're like, oh, we met on Valorant. And I'm like, not Tinder? And they're like, no, Valorant. I can't tell if it's a bit or not when I ask people that. Like, there's this one person I know IRL, and then they've been dating their girlfriend for a while, and I'm like, how did you guys meet? Oh, Valorant. Tens and Kaide broke up. I don't know who those people are. Ew, eat-aters. Did you know? Apparently there's an entire server just for eat-aters on Overwatch called like Tinder Watch. Oh my god, it's so funny. I found out that like the other day on Twitter, and they were like, if all things are going well in your life, just know, even if things are going bad in your life, that you are not on the Overwatch dating server called Tinder Watch. They were the biggest couple on Valorant. Oh, those are the people who are like, oh, what is it? Baby girl pocket sage and like daddy whatever. Daddy, Big Daddy Omen. People who have usernames like that, and they'd be like, oh, they'd be like absolutely horrible in the VCs, and everyone would be like, oh my god. They're the people out there who are just meowing in their VCs and like, oh. If Valorant adds VCs to Valorant, do you think we're gonna see an upscale of people playing like... Do you think we're gonna get that same thing of like level eat-aters on Valorant? Discord kittens? Yeah! Do you think we're gonna see that? The same level of like eat-ating on League of Legends if they add VC? No, that's what I call skill-based matchmaking? Hell yeah. The guy stayed with a woman through cancer, and she still left? Ooh. I don't really know. Are they streamers? She still has cancer, by the way, but yeah, Tens is the real one. Oh. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into a relationship, I don't know. Oh hell no, I'll immediately meet everyone. Ooh. Not gonna lie, I don't really keep up with Valorant stuff, so I don't really know. True. I don't really play Valorant much. I think I've played Valorant maximum of 4 times. Like, and 3 of those times was on stream. The only times I've ever played it off stream was, I think once with my friends. Both times with my friends. And they were trying to teach me how to play. My friends were trying to teach me how to play and they were like, they're on B side. I'm like, where the hell is B side? Like they'll say like, oh, they're heaven side or sewers. I'm like, where is that? Would you be the one being the kitten in VCs? I'm not a kitten. I wanna be the daddy. I wanna be the Discord daddy. I want my kittens. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever be good at the game enough to actually have kittens. It's really hard to gain respect in a game when you kind of suck. Because you'll be like, hey kitten, watch daddy get 10 platinum. And then I immediately die. I think League VC is gonna be a hell for me. Yeah. I don't know, I don't play. I don't play Valorant. I don't play Valorant, I don't play League. So if I ever if I ever did, I think that's what I would do, just for fun. It's just a hive, a B-side? B-site? Isn't there a level actually in Valorant called Hive or whatever? I don't know what it's called. I don't know the maps. They add new characters every so often. They add new maps and I just don't know where anything is. Same thing with Overwatch or Marvel Rivals. There's so many characters and I don't have enough time to learn the game properly to be good at anything. Because I think a lot of parts of these games is just playing it long enough and just kind of knowing every single character inside and out and being like, oh, this character is using their character skill. I need to use this skill to counter that if I'm playing this character. If so-and-so is using that character, this is a bad matchup. I need to learn these type of pairings and everything. I just don't have the time. And I'm never gonna play a game long enough to learn the maps properly and to be like, oh, if I use this skill in this specific area of the map, then I can launch it over there and I can create a really good trap, or like this is a really good angle to hide in so I can like shoot at people if I'm playing a sniper or if I'm like an ACDC, whatever. Yeah. Sounds like Pokemon. It's a strategy game. Just imagine imagine any type of shooter as like a rotationary moving tower defense game, essentially. You're just playing a tower defense game. It's just every single person can move independently. And that's basically what it is. It really, that's just the end of it. Everybody has different abilities. Everybody has different like things. It'd be easier if it was like everybody was one skill. Like let's say if everybody was one character and one character only and everybody only had one type of gun. Or if it was something where everybody was just purely a shooter based and nobody had different abilities, everybody just had the exact same gun, it'd be a lot different. Then it would just be purely based off of skill. But because they added the skill set of abilities and everything, it just adds another layer of complexity. I don't play any PvP FPS apart from Battlefield. Yeah, well, whatever you like. League has counters, but if you play your champion long enough, counters don't exist. True, that too. You just have to get good. What's your opinion on the new game though, and Pokepea is out tomorrow? Which new game? There's a lot of new games out. Yeah, Pokepea is out tomorrow. It looks so cute. It looks like a game that I would love. Because I really like Fantasy Life and the Fantasy Life series, but I cannot justify a single game to play on a Switch 2 that I have to buy, because I don't have that. If it was available on desktop, I would get it, but it's Switch 2 exclusive, unfortunately, so I'm not going to do that. But it does look like a lot of fun. I love Animal Crossing, I love Minecraft, I love just like being able to chill with the characters. Like I really like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I really liked Pokemon Rangers. So borrow from your brother. He doesn't have a Switch 2 either. He doesn't have a Switch 2, he only has a Switch 1. And it's not cross-compatible. The only way you can play it on the Switch 1 is if you have a Switch 2 and then you have a co-op available where the person plays as kind of like Super Mario Galaxy, where you can play as a Luma. That's the only way you can play on the Switch 1. Your Switch 1 is like a co-op port from the Switch 2, beaming it there, and you just play co-op only. It's not cross-compatible, unfortunately. So, we can't even play it. Wind and Waves? I think it looks cool. I really like the fact that you can explore underwater. I like that. It's been a really, really long time since they've had like underwater mechanics in video games. Because way back when, like, you know, remember the Super Mario games when they were like, oh, we can have like underwater themes. You can swim. They brought it back. And like stuff like where you can go along the bottom of the ocean and swim. I'm looking forward to that. I think it looks really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what Pokemon they add. I really want to know what Pokemon they add, because that's my favorite part about Pokemon, is the new types of Pokemon that they add to the game. Just the new types of characters and what they look like and the designs. The doggo looks cute. It is. I said earlier, I was talking about the starters. I said when Gekwa came out, I was like, oh, that thing looks weird as hell. But then I was like, okay, the more I look at it, it kind of grows on me. It kind of grows on you. I was like, okay, you know what? This thing may be giving bedroom eyes. This thing may be looking like really weird, but it's kind of cute. I don't know. But the doggo is very, very cute. Gecko looks like Sobble and Trico. Listen, I did not like Sobble's design. I did not like Trico's design. I did not pick that. Trico, the Trico tail, I hated because the Trico's tail looked like a ball sack to me. And I didn't like it. So I just did not pick Trico. I like Snivy. I think Snivy was cute. I went with Snivy for that era, but I didn't like Sobble, because Sobble looked like just a really sad, pathetic thing. What ballsack are you saying? Do you want me to draw it for you? I believe it's based in Philippines, seeing how there's water everywhere. Not just Philippines, I've heard it's based off of a lot of other things too, like Southeast Asia entirely, like Thailand, Cambodia, a bunch of other places. But pretty cool. I like the beach and the tropical themes that they have. Where's my paint? Okay, where is my window capture? Oh man, I'm lagging. Okay. She's gonna draw the sack. Now I need you to see. Okay. Can I get a picture of Trico? I don't know whose or whatever's Balsac you've seen before, but I don't see it. Okay, I gotta close all of these windows. Close. I've got way too many windows open. One sec. I have to pull up a picture of Trico so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. I've been spelling Trico wrong this entire time. It's spelled T-R-E-E-C-K-O. Hey, back to 1 FPS? It's because I have Firefox open. Here, let me take this picture. Copy image? Paste image. Okay, look at this. Do you see this thing? I don't like it. It looks so weird. Oh no? What do you mean, oh no? Okay, we're back. We're moving. Can I unsee it? No, you cannot unsee it. Where's my pen? Okay. Uh-oh. Where's my brush? That is not a normal ball sack. It looks like a ball sack. Like this? What is this supposed to be? A leaf? If you I don't know, if you rotate it upside down maybe. Okay, 1 second. How do I rotate? Oh man, I can't rotate it. Okay. Rotate there. There. If you look at it upside down. Do you want me to draw the thing too, or can we just imagine, you know? What kind of ball sacks have you been seeing? I don't know. If you said it looks like a green tongue licking Trico's ass, I would agree. Okay, maybe, well... Because it's like, it's got... What's a color that stands out on this thing? White? No. Because, like, look at this thing. It's like that. Like this. Okay, now I'm making it worse. Look at this thing. And you add, like, look, watch. I'm gonna add Trico's body right now. And the head. Does this not look weird to you? I'm just saying, look at Trico. If we remove the arms and the head, I'm gonna erase Trico's body parts. I'm gonna erase the body. And he's just gonna be a green blob with no legs or arms. I think you're just seeing what you want to see. I'm just saying the silhouette looks really weird. Trico does not look... This does not look like a leaf. I'm sorry. I don't know what they were trying to make him be. But like... Literally, any other thing would have been better. Like, if they had made the tail look like a leaf. Like... This would have been so much better. They could have made it look like a really fat leaf. It does not look like a ball sack though. It kind of does. Fuck, man. I don't know how to get... File... New... There. My eyes! It's 4 men against you. Listen. Not my choice of starter. Not my choice of starter. Not my favorite starter. I think out of all the starters, it's probably my least favorite. Like, even the hedgehog rat, even the hedgehog rat looks cuter than whatever Trico is. Mudkip is the strongest? Mudkip is cute. My favorite grass type starter, I think, is I don't know, I think... Actually, I really like Rowlet. Rowlet's so cute. But also, I don't know. I started out with Turtwig back in the day. But I picked Piplup over Turtwig because I have I had a bias. I would go back and forth between fire starters and water starters. Never really liked grass types. Out of all the starters, grass wasn't exactly my first pick. Also, grass on its own kind of sucks. Like, type-wise, fire, bad. Bad against grass. Really, really hard to get grass to be good. Like, water was okay, you know? My favorite starter, the Squirtle. My favorite starter of all time. I don't know, I really like Piplup. The designs on grass type starters are terrible. I don't know, I really like Chikorita. I think Chikorita was cute. I don't know. No matter what people say, I really like Chikorita. But other types of Pokemon are really cute too. Versus like the starters. Like, what's it called? Dratini? Dratini was cute. The furry starter from last gen? Oh my gosh, Litten. Chikorita looks like a thumb. Yeah, Chikorita does. I can't defend Chikorita on that. Chikorita, the moment you remove that leaf, the moment Chikorita gets peeled, it's over. It's so over for Chikorita. Chikorita just looks like a bean. Chikorita looks like the... What is it? The yippee kind of character, like... Yippee! Yippee! You know the La Creatura. Like that. They're so cute. Ash's Chikorita though? I don't know, Chikorita's kind of cute to me. Look at it, it's like a little bean. Yay! A little thing. I like Chikorita. Chikorita looks like a worm. So cute. It's so cute. But yeah, Rowlet's probably my favorite grass starter. When they first introduced Rowlet, I was like, hell yeah, bird grass starter. I was happy. Do they have any? They probably do have water type bird starters. I just can't think of any at the moment. What is it? No, Alteria's just flying. No, they haven't had any bird type like flying starters. A lot of grass types do end up being birds. Piplup, yeah, but Piplup's a penguin. I mean, like flying, flying type Pokemon. It's a bird. It is a bird. I just mean flying, like flying type grass starters. Ooh, now that I think about it, there aren't any bug type grass starters either. Although, I mean, bug is its own type. Bug and grass would be a really cool starter. There should be a water flying type called water bowl. Yeah. We're gonna have all types of birds. Cause we've got Torchic as a bird, chicken, and I feel like we should have like another one. The new one has another grass bird. Yeah, there's a lot of grass birds. We don't have any water birds. Oh, well, actually, no, that's not true. We do have a water bird. Quaxley. I forgot about Quaxley. I forgot about Quaxley. Brout looks so weird. It's the eyes. It's the eyes. I think Quaxley would look so much... No, I think Brout would look so much cuter if Brout had like Pikachu eyes. I think if you replace Browsley's eyes with like the little dark circle with like the little white light, I think it would look so much cuter. I think it's the eyes. There's the Pelican too. As a starter? No, I'm talking about like starter Pokemon as like a bird. We only have Quaxley. And Quaxley is the water duck. I don't know, man, Brout and Quaxley look cringe to me. What is Quaxley's evolution? Let me look that up. What does Quaxley evolve into? You know what's a cool flying type? Corviknight? A gay burp? Quaxley Pokemon evolution. I don't know these gens. The moment we get into like a later gens, I don't know what they look like. Oh, what the? Oh, that thing, the dancer. Oh, yeah, the little dancer thingy. I remember that. I forgot about this one. For Coco, we call it gay duck. Not really gay, just a dancer. For Coco was cute. The little like the little gator. Honestly, It kind of reminds me of Appleton, the little apple dragon. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my god. What's the difference? There was a rice cooker concept of him. What? There's a that? What? Like, ooh. I gotta one of these days I gotta pull up like one of the comprehensive entire list of all the Pokemon, and I gotta be like, oh, this Pokemon. Yeah. I remember this thing. And then other Pokemon being like, oh yeah, that thing. Like, what is my favorite Alolan type? I like Corsola and Corsola. And then the Alolan version of it where it's just dead. It's like, what, ghost and water? That one's cute. You know, we're old when we can't remember which gen Pokemon came from and all remember their names. That's what I do. I don't really care about generations, especially because I don't think generations really matter, especially because they keep bringing back older Pokemon into newer gens. It's like, Magikarp has been in pretty much almost all the games, so you can't really give it a specific gen. Magikarp's just been there. But yeah, Corsola, the Alolan Corsola is so cool. The ghost one, very cute. Or what is that Pokemon called? A lot of the new bug type Pokemon. The electric spider square Pokemon, that one's cute. I'm curious about the new 3 evolution Burb and Pikachu. Which one is that? I've never heard about that one. Or seen it. Was it in the demo? I don't remember that one. Joltik? No, there's a new one. Not just Joltik. There's another type. It's from the recent one. The recent game. I don't know, they showed 2 Pikachus. Oh yeah, the Mr. and Mrs. What? Mr. and Mrs. Wavy Chew? Miss Windy Chew and Mr. Wavy Chew. Yeah. The 2 Pikachus. Oh no, they're cute. Aquanarid? Is it? No. Gosh, I'm gonna have to go look through the entire Pokédex. Charjabug! Is it? It's square. There's a lot of really cool bug type Pokemon, I don't know. Let's... Oh, it's cute! Yeah, the square. Yeah, the boxy one, it's so cute! It looks like a little bus. The square thing. Oh. That one's themed after Kamen Rider? Really? Let me... What generation is this? There's a... Oh, I thought you said Charjabug was themed after Kamen Rider. I got really, really confused. Generation 7. 6, 2, 9 Pokemon. I need a list. I'm gonna pull up a really big list of Pokemon. And I'm lagging. Lokix? I've never heard of that one. Okay. I gotta pull up a list. Ah, they're so cute. Fletchling. Someone said be there, be scared, but decided they'd be both. Yeah. But they're so cute. Oh my god, I'm looking at a list of the Generation 6 Pokemon. Chespin. And Fletchling. They're so cute. I don't remember these Pokemon. I've never seen these in my life. There's Pokemon in here that I've never seen. Like, what is Barbacly? Is it Barbacle? Barbacle? Barbacally? I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh my god! What is that thing? There is some Pokemon in here that you're just kind of like... Barbaclee. Oh, okay. Zygarde. Oh. I've never seen that before. A fighting type Barnacle. Yeah. Oh, Rowlet. Oh. I love bird type Pokemon. They're so cute. I'm looking at... Okay. I need to show you guys what I'm looking at. Where... What? Oh my god, why is it so narrow? What? What's wrong with my window? Wait 1 second. Reset? Uh-oh. Huh? Why does it look like that? Kind of weird. It's so weird. Why does it look like this? Who? Transform? Okay. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay. Now I can make it bigger. Yeah. I like Hatterene. I like Hatterene's lore. I feel like Pokemon needs to collab other games too. I don't know if they ever will. I don't think so. I don't think they ever will. Cause it'd be like a huge copyright issue, you know? Like Young Goose, Gumshoes. I love Oricorio. I don't know. To me, Oricorio is just so cute. I like what they did with it. Cause I remember a long time ago. Do you remember when I think at Gen 4 they had the deer that changed its seasons? They kind of took that idea and then they put it in a bunch of other different types of Pokemon. So for Oricorio they did different regions. I like how what is that thing called? There's different types of Pokemon that wraps itself in different types of leaves, petals, or garbage. Like fresh leaves, fallen leaves, cherry petals, or garbage? I forgot what it's called. It's like a type of moth. It's another bug type Pokemon. But I really like when they do that. When they do different types of Pokemon for the same thing. Just depending on where you catch it, it's different. Like the deer. The typing changes based off of the season. That was really cool. Wouldn't be copyright if it's a collab though. Like later on down the line, how do they decide patents and stuff? And even then, if they did a collab, what would they base it off of? Like I think it wouldn't be Pokemon anymore. If you had like Monster Hunter Wilds collab with Pokemon. Because they just wouldn't look like Pokemon. They'd just be like regular monsters from Monster Hunter. Wishy-washy, so cute! I love fish Pokemon. I love the little fish Pokemon, and I like bird type Pokemon. I I've never seen these things before. What the heck? Staffel! Comfy! This thing looks so cute. Comfy? Comfy? Flower Veil? Pokemon? Look at this thing. It's just a sand castle. I kind of miss when ghost Pokemon used to be ghosts. Like, what is Driftbloom? Driftbloom flying? I kind of miss when ghost Pokemon used to look like ghosts. I like to eat bird and fish. No, but they're so cute. I wonder how this universe works with Pokemon. Like, do they kill each other? How does this universe like? I really want to know how their ecosystem works. A balloon that eats kids? Driftbloom doesn't eat kids. Driftbloom takes people to the afterlife permanently. Wait, Pokemon? Do we? Okay, here's even more Pokemon that I've never seen before. Scorbunny. Sable. Grookey. See, my problem with the water types is they do this to their face. Okay. They do this to the face of the water types and they look so goofy. Like, they would look so much cuter if they had these kind of eyes. Or like Scorbunny's eyes. They would look so much cuter like this. Oh, you guys cannot see. Like that. It's illegal to eat Pokemon apparently? Really? Ah, Rickety. The ghost Pikachu is in Pokepia? Yeah, Mimikyu. What the heck is this? What is that? What is this supposed to be? What the heck? No, it's a pale Pikachu. Really? Never seen that. What is this? Blipabug? Larva Pokemon. A UFO beetle. It's like a... I don't know what that's supposed to be. Alien? I've never seen that before. What? Foxes! What the heck? Roly-Coly Carkle? Colossal? Apple? Silcobra? Sanaconda? Cramorant? Huh. Oh my god. I've never seen this before. This looks like a dog. I don't know what that... It says baby Pokemon. I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks like something. Looks puntable. Some of these look very cute. Some of these look different. Some of these just look like a guy. Yeah, Cursola. I like Cursola. Milkery. Alcremie. Mr. Rhyme. Oh my god, it's Mr. Rhyme. Pincushion. Snum. Dedge Corsola. Yeah, that one's cute. Corsola. Dreepy! My favorite Pokemon out of this gen is like, well, I like Hatterene's lore, but I also like Corsola and Snom. Snom's cute. The rest of these, I have no idea what they are. The tea Pokemon? Yeah. Sinistea is literally just a haunted teapot. Oh no, I feel like they could do better with ghost types. They're just objects now. Like the ghost Rotom. Like what is this thing? It's just a ghost. It's just a thing. Kind of miss when they were just orb. Like Mischievous. Mischievous. Or like Bannet. Yes, I go. Every game is a Rotom Pokédex? True. Hello, Yashi. How are you? Spiritomb. Wait, Drifbloom is a ghost? I didn't know Drifbloom was a ghost Pokemon. What? I thought Drifbloom was just flying. That's wild. What? God. They used to have really, really cool ghost types. Now they're just objects. Look at this. Early ghost type Pokemon. We used to have like little ghost type creatures, and then as you go lower and lower into like modern times, it's like, look at this. You've got a lamp, a sword, a literal pumpkin, sandcastles, keys, teacups. I did not know Skeledirge was a ghost. A literal bramble. And like, what? A treasure chest? And this thing. This thing that looks like the cheese string. This guy looks like the cheese string dude. Look at it. A fake Pikachu? I don't think it's a Pikachu, it just looks like a string cheese. Which, you're supposed to collect 100 of these little gold coin thingies. And then it evolves into this. Which, like, why? I feel like they should have done something else. Basically, I'm actual ghost to haunted objects. This thing doesn't look like a ghost, though. That's not a ghost type. What is this? It's like those at the gas stations. I don't know what that is. That's not a ghost to me. They should have made it a fairy at least. It would have been cool if it was a fairy type for the 1000th Pokemon. Like, 1000? I get it, they wanted to do something gold for 1000, but like, what? String Cheese Man? Gold String Cheese Man? No. Let me look it up. There's a string cheese mascot. Wait, let me look it up. I am going to look up the string cheese man as Bob the Builder. Nah. Drifbloom is my favorite. I love. Oh my god, he's terrifying. Look at this. I'm using Ecosia. Do not judge. Look at this. Isn't that the air pump things at the gas station? Yeah, that too. Look at this. Oh my god. String cheese man. Kind of scary looking. Look. Oh wait, the image isn't showing up. It looks string cheese guy. Or cheese string with its evolution cheesia. I want... If we're gonna have a Pokemon based off of that, I want there to actually be a cheese Pokemon. Like, I want a literal wheel of cheese as a Pokemon. Is that a thing? Is there a cheese Pokemon? Does that exist? What type is that? It's Ghost, apparently. Ghost and Steel. Is there a cheese Pokemon? Let me look it up. An apple with a worm is a dragon type? True. No, there is no cheese type Pokemon. What? Missed opportunity. They could have done a... Oh, what type is my cheese gonna be? Normal. I miss when normal types were actually normal things. Isn't Pikachu electric and normal? Isn't Eevee normal? Miltank? God, I wanna... Listen, watch. Where's my paint tool? I'm gonna draw. Milk the tank. No. Listen, look, I'm gonna come up with a Pokemon right now. Watch. I'm gonna doodle. Now there's a Pokemon that has an element as normal type. No, it's not gonna have an element. It's just gonna be cheese. Whoops. Where am I drawing? Okay. This is my Pokemon prototype. This is what Pokemon I want there to be. Let me scooch this over. Cheese type, yeah. No, it's gonna look like this. Where is my pen? Damn, that's cheesy. Look. It's gonna look like this. And it's gonna literally look like a wedge of cheese. Gonna have holes. But this is not the Pokemon. It's gonna be a literal block of cheese, but we're gonna have like a little character inside it. Like I want this to be like a little mouse. Like this is the cheese Pokemon, but it's actually just a little guy. It's like a little teeny tiny mouse. Maybe a little family of mice in the Pokemon. And this is it. It's just a cheese Pokemon. I want it to just literally be a block of cheese and like a little creature. The little thing. That's my Pokemon. And it's just gonna be normal type. Why not make a noise out of cheese? Mouse? Like a mouse cheese? No, I want it to be a literal block of cheese. I want it to be a thing. Like, if Applin can be a literal apple and a worm, I want my cheese block to just be a block of cheese and a little mouse. Or like a little creature, I don't know. A little thing. If Applin can be a little worm and an apple, I want it to be a little mouse and a cheese. A little cheese block. Or like, here. This is the starter evolution. Here's the major. Here's the major evolution. Let me put that over there. And gotta go, lunch break is over. See you FUCKs. Have a good rest of your work day. Bye bye. Here's the mega evolution. Wait a minute. You guys can't say. We got Wheel of Cheese. And here's the names. Cheesy. Cheesy and Cheez-It. This That's cheesy. And this is Cheese It. Yo, that cheese looks pretty cheesy, dude. Hell yeah. I want to be cheesy and Cheese It. And I want it to be like a very big wheel of cheese. Like a little slice out of it. Thank you for the follow, Goku. Welcome! Hello! Sorry, it's been a really long time since I yapped. My voice is kind of dying. Okay. Cheesy, right? I want a little mouse colony in here. Okay, like, what's that mouse family called? There's a Pokemon where they look like this. And they hold hands. What are they called? You could say this is a cheesy stream. Ah. I guess so. What's up? The mouse duo something? The little mouse that held hand, the little mouse family. And then there's like one, and then there's two, and then you get a little third one that's a baby. I forgot what they're called. But I want that to be like this. You have... Hello, Alice Fillion, welcome! I'm drawing out my Pokemon. So I want this to look like this. There. There. I can't draw mice. Little mouse. And then like a little one down here. There. That's what I want. This is... Yeah, I'm gonna write the names. Wait. No, this is cheesy. No. Cheesy. And this is gonna be... This is my Pokemon, what I want. I want a cheese Pokemon, but they have little mice. It's gonna be normal type. We have Cheesy and Cheddar. Wait, no. Cheesy and Cheese It. There. Cheesy and Cheese It. That's my Pokemon. Cheesy and Cheese It. And then this is the co-evolution because you have one slice of cheese and then multiple slices of the cheese become a Cheez-It because there's like a whole family of mice in the cheese. There's only 2 evolutions, there's no third. If you had a dream that you're a dog that has black spots and white fur, what would you do? Very oddly specific. I don't know. Sleep. Lie on the floor. I always think that if you were to be an animal or a dog, I feel like life would be so boring. Like, what do you do all day when you're a pet? Just lie on the floor, do nothing? I always look like... Every single time I see like somebody's pet animal, and they're just lying there on the floor doing nothing while the people are like doing their daily lives, I like to crouch down in front of the animal. I grab them by their face, and I look at them in the head. I stare at them in the eyes. I grab their little face and I look at them in the eyes and I'd be like, you must live such a boring life. Thank your lucky stars you don't have to pay taxes. And then I let them go. And then they go back to their thing of just sitting there doing nothing, staring at the wall. You know? I always think like if you were to ever be an animal, it'd probably be the most exploring, like boring experience ever. Like, yes, life is so much simpler, but also so much more boring. Like, can you imagine being an animal? Like, no video games, no animals, eating the same bland food every day. Trust me, dog food is not good. Cat food isn't even good either. Can you imagine? No variety in your diet, nothing to do, you're walking the same circles every day. Can you imagine how boring it'd be? Well, yes. Okay, if back to your question, if I was a dog, I'd just be like, well, I'm gonna wait for this to end, I guess. Aren't humans just animals with higher intellectual capacity? Yeah. But the difference is that we have opposable thumbs, so we can entertain ourselves by doing things like reading and cooking and touching grass and going for walks and capitalism and stuff like that, you know? We're not like animals, where you can't just let them go out in the streets and do things. Apparently, dogs get depressed because they wonder what they're gonna eat the next day. Oh, it's okay, dogs. You don't have to pay taxes. You have life good. Don't worry. That's cute though. I always look at dogs and they have like such little, teeny tiny little brains. And I'm like, what are you thinking about? I don't know what they think about. Probably nothing. If ever in the future we ever develop what's it called? Mind reading for animals, I really want to know what fish think about. Like a little fish in an aquarium, I really want to know what they think about from day-to-day stream. Like they just float in there all day long and they just kind of vibe and just like, I wonder what goes through their brain. Or another thing that I want to think about, like frogs. If you've ever seen frogs and they look like they have no thought behind their head, I really want to know what they're thinking about. I don't know. Frogs and fish. Two animals that you look at and you're like, wow, they look like they're thinking about nothing. And if we ever do develop the technology to be able to read animals' minds and see what they're thinking about, I want to know. That's my thing. Are there any animals that you guys want to know? Like what they're thinking about? I can see how people would use it for like veterinary things, because then if you could communicate with a dog and be like, well, what's wrong with you? And they could tell you what's wrong with them. Especially internally, because animals are notorious for hiding how they truly feel, because you know, in the wilderness, if they display weakness, it's like they're more likely to like get picked off and like eaten by other animals. But if we could communicate with animals and be like, hey, what's wrong with you? They could tell you. But I don't know. I want to know what fish think. I want to know what fish think about. I forgot what I was gonna do. I forgot what I was gonna write. I forgot what I was gonna write about. What am I doing this week? I think on Friday, if my CPU parts don't arrive, we'll probably be playing Who's Lila? I think. We'll probably be playing Who's Lila on Friday, if my PC parts don't come in. And I gotta check when my PC parts are arriving. Let me look, actually, one second. You know, another thing I was gonna do, so I don't know if you guys have heard about, there's this thing called, where's my package? there's this thing called Singing March, where you're supposed to... Oh, darn it. Not wrong one. Track package. Oh, man. Okay, that email's kind of useless. Wait. It says, unable to find package. There. So I came up with a big list of songs that I wanted to do. Essentially, what the heck? Okay, so I gotta look into that. Oop. I think my order got cancelled. What up? I might do that later. I have to look into that one. Apparently my PC, my CPU fan didn't get sent. Uh-oh, I gotta look into that. No, my coding's lagging. Ah! But yeah, there's this thing called Singing March where you're supposed to post a cover every single day for the day of March, and you're supposed to... You can either do it a cappella, you can either do it... mixed, unmixed, whatever, but the purpose is to just kind of get yourself comfortable with posting your voice online. I think it's pretty interesting. I was gonna do it. I came up with a big list of every single day, every single song. I was supposed to release one today, but didn't get around to doing that. Today was video game music, and I don't have enough time to record, so... Oh, okay, so the website's down. Never mind. I can't even check my order because the website just died. Great. Okay, I was gonna do that. Never mind. Oh well. But yeah, today the theme was video game music, and I was gonna do a song for that. But this entire month, I'm gonna see if I can get some songs recorded and posted as shorts for YouTube. And for Twitter and stuff. I'm gonna be doing some recordings. I have this one song that is stuck in my head. Oh my god. I have a song stuck in my head. The Take Me to Snurch. It's stuck in my head. Like every single time I think about it, I'm like, I'm gonna close my drawing. It's stuck in my head. Like I forgot the lyrics, but look up this song called Take Me to Snurch. I love it. Take me to Snurch. I tell you my sins and you can turn me your knife. I believe that death is gone. Good God, let me give you my knife. Take me to Snurch. Let me sniff you my knife. Let me sniff you my knife. I was trying. Okay, you see how my voice sounds like this? I've been trying to get it to go lower, and I don't know how. like for singing purposes, I can get it to go like, Mahu, right? My snuffers got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. Like, it's fine to do that, but I'm trying to... I don't know how people speak like that. You know? You know, like some people out there who can like the whole like super like deep sexy voice, and I'm like, I don't know how people do it. it's easier for me to go higher than it is for me to get lower. Because like my low voice is just like, hey dude, I don't know how to go lower than this. And then I'm getting into like vocal fry territory. But one of these days, I think I'm gonna practice and I'm gonna see if I can get like a really cool, like, lower register voice, and I can be like, hey, well, not gremlin. God, I don't know. Hey. Hi, my name is Wait. Hi, my name is No, I don't want to sound like Steve from like Best Buy. So we got like PCs and like oh. How do we go lower? Ooh. Oh, well, I'm gonna go like can't do it. My voice is way too high for that. How do people do that voice? It's so hard. Oh man. My snail's got humor, she's the My snail's got humor, she's the sniggle at a funeral. Knows every snail's disapproval, should've worshipped her sooner. I was born snick. My snort offers no absolute. She's the last true mouthpiece. Knows every snail's disapproval. Tells me worship in the snail room. I was born sick, you heard him say it. I like songs like that, where they replace like the lyrics with like really goofy things. People said it's a hard song to sing. I think kind of is. It's like a... Apparently the rhythm's different. The rhythm's off. According to the beat. It's interesting. Where is my thing? Oh, the website's down. No, I can't check on my packages. I don't know when stuff's gonna arrive. I thought it was gonna arrive maybe this weekend, I think. I ordered it like a week ago, so it takes like 2 weeks to arrive. So probably next week. And then, do I need my fans? Like, how important are my fans for my PC? I don't know. And how important are the walls? Because I was thinking like I could build my PC, but without the other PCU fan, because then I can just enter that in. I could just like screw it in, and then I can swap out the PC fan. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at it. And like the way that this PC is built is that everything is like very precisely built into very specific locations. And I'm not really sure how the heck to go about it, looking at it, essentially, because I'm like, everything is also technologically specific. Do you kind of miss when PCs used to be very tiny? Wait. Oh, wait. You know what one thing that I want to do throughout my, what's it called? My life, not life, this year, is I want to incorporate more joy and whimsy. I want to be more whimsy. I don't know. How to be more whimsy. I feel like I'm already whimsy, I don't know. I need to be more whimsy. I need more whimsy in life. Trisket, oh, whoa, welcome, hello, how are you? How do you incorporate more whimsy into your life? How do I be whimsical? I wanna be... I wanna have more fun. I wanna be whimsical. And, I think it comes down to being, like, exposing yourself to more media. Not, like, not social media, but, like, reading more. And experiencing different types of things to watch and out there. Just different types of media. Like, I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube as of recently watching people cook. God's goofiest goober. I'm trying to be. I wanna be a little guy. I'm trying to be. But I've been watching a lot of videos of like cooking videos, especially people who spend years doing a specific type of craft. And I'm kind of like envious of that. I'm like, people who are like, oh, I make sweets all day. I make candy. I work in a candy factory. Or like I work as like some 80-year-old coffee shop. Like 80-year-old coffee shop. And all I do is make like drinks all day. And then they look like they really love their job. And I'm like, I wish I had that kind of love and passion for like a specific thing. Kind of. Like, well, it's really hard to choose. For me, especially between like hobbies, because I have so many that I really, really like doing. But I don't have one specific thing that I would find my true calling. It's like, I don't know if any of you have ever watched My Little Pony. I don't know if you guys have ever watched My Little Pony. But there is this thing that is canon in the lore of My Little Pony where if you have a specific life calling, you get this thing called like a cutie mark that's like, oh, your entire life and this is the thing that you're like good at. Well, it's not always something that you're good at. It's just something that represents you as a person. I was sad about something like that. There's people out there who have like specific things that they're really good at, and that's their like what they're really good at and their purposes. And there's other people out there, it's like, I don't know. A kitty mark, yeah. I don't know if you guys are bronies or not. I don't know if you guys were into My Little Pony, maybe. But yes, that is the lore of My Little Pony. So it makes me wonder. There's some people out there who live their entire life and they're like, oh, I know what I want to do from day one. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna spend my whole life doing this. Versus other people out there who it's like, I don't know what to do. But like, I like this thing, and then later on you try it out and you're like, no, never mind, I'm not gonna do that. Are you a brony or a peg-sister? I don't know. I was never really into My Little Pony that much. Like, I watched it because I had a friend who had a younger sister, so whenever I went over to her house, I would watch it with their younger sister, and we would just sit there and we would watch the TV like, oh, this story is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The recent one, not the old one. There's like Gen 2. I had the original My Little Pony dolls as a kid. Like the super old ones with like they did not look nice. Like with the hair and stuff, with the really thick like legs and stuff. Yeah, look up old My Little Pony characters. They look very different. I don't know their names because I never watched the show back then, but I only watched the recent one, the Friendship is Magic one. Awoo, wolf blessing lady, old styly. Yeah, hello. Hello, Oracle Dragon. Welcome. No, I was never really into ponies like that. I like the story. I watched, I think, season 1 to 2, and then I stopped. Because then they introduced like Twilight's sister? No, her babysitter. And then like her babysitter married her brother. And then at that point I was like, what is happening? So I stopped. But they finished the series. Kinda happy. Good for them. The songs and the storyline and everything and like that, pretty good. They kinda lost me after a little bit. But I think it's pretty good. Good media for kids. But the classic ones aren't as cool as the ones where friendship is magic. They were just actual horses. They were just literal magic horses. I don't know. Look at what's it called? Look at Care Bears. That's from the same era. Like Care Bears and the old original My Little Ponies. Hello, Headpats Optimized Build Streamer. What? Hello? Where? Hello, Jade Viper. Yeah, where? What about anime one dude? Stay father for 4 girls. What? What are you talking about? Thank you for the follow. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. Wow. Oh my god. Pre-Ghost, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Holy moly. Wow. People who got a gifted sub, say thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Hello, thank you. Welcome. Hi. There's people who got gifted that I don't recognize their names. That's kind of funny. I don't know how the Twitch gifted system works. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. Ridahide the fruitigidi. How do you pronounce that? Hello, hi Jade Viper. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the follow. If anyone has ever clicked in even for a sec, they get a chance to get a sub? Really? My thing working? So if they've ever watched it, like any period of time, that's kind of wild. I feel like they should prioritize people who are actually in the chat. Uh-oh. Sometimes you get a sub from the void? Really? Sometimes you get subs from people. It'll email them, causing them to come back. I wonder if that's the case. Can you imagine, like... Can you imagine, like, streaming and then you get a notification, it's like, oh, so-and-so gifted you a sub, and I'm like, I'd never seen the streamer before in my life. Can you imagine, like, yeah, like you raid into somebody and then they give you a stream and you're like, who? Anyways, thank you for the OA. I need to change my hairstyle. Yay! Gang, I fell asleep in streams watching read someone and get a gifted a sub. I've had that happen to a streamer that I watched in like a year. What? It's happened to me 3 times already? Ooh. It's only happened to me if I am browsing around the Twitch categories and then I will click off and I'll like chat a little bit in the stream and then I'll come back. And because I'll get like a little notification. Like I'll get gifted notifications from my friends. Oh, that doesn't work either. I'm so sorry. Oh, that doesn't work. Sorry, my stream's kind of lagging. I do have that happen to me constantly because I'm always stream hopping. Oh, yeah. I think Maybe it ranks you a little bit higher if you've spoken in their chat before, or if you've like spent or done like redeems on channel, or like done something longer. I'm not really sure how exactly that works. You ever gifted a sub to XX? And I'm like, who? Yeah. I've been getting gift subs to people I don't even remember clicking on. That? Maybe you forgot. Like, I can click on people in my chat and I can see when you guys follow. And I can see when you guys last chatted. But as for like people getting subbed randomly, I'm not really sure where that comes from. Okay, so that's not working. I'm gonna refund you on that bunk. What? I'm gonna refund you on that. It's not working. I'm so sorry. It's not showing up. Oh, never mind. There it is. It's usually when I fall asleep and then raid. It's just raid after raid. Gosh, that happens to me on YouTube. On you. Whoa, that crashed. Whenever I'm on YouTube and I leave my computer running, I just fall asleep with it on, and I wake up and I'm like, wow. Oh my gosh, what happened? What? I didn't realize you're an hour ahead of me. Yeah, I'm an hour. Wow, I'm an hour ahead. What happened? What? It's only 10 p.m. for you. It's 1 a.m. for me here. It's 1. Make sure to get sleep. Thank you. I just got a notification that we unlocked a new emote. What? You're 3 hours behind. Everybody's in like such different time zones. Wow. Homie lives in Narnia? What? I don't know where that is. What place around the world is that time? We had a hype train going? Yeah, I just noticed. Yeah, sub goal met. What? That's so old. What? Is that 3 months ago? That's wild. Oh my goodness. I just got a notification, a little banner went across the screen. It was like, oh, sub goal met. What? I'm East Coast, 8 a.m. Wow. Holy moly. West Coast. EST here, haha. Who up here at 1 a.m. too? Who else here is up here at 1 a.m.? Only one more follower till your goal? Yeah, 620. Thank you for the follow. Yay! Yippee! We're meeting so many goals today. Holy moly. Wow. Yay! I have a overarching goal for this year. I wanna... Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I know what to do. I have an overarching goal this year. I think by the end of 2026, I want to reach 800 follows on Twitch. You think I'm gonna reach 800 follows by the end of this year? Are you all from the future? I'm from the future. What time is it for you? Probably I'm in the future. I don't know. Uh-oh. Wait. That should be working. I think. Okay. Somebody... Wait, no. I can do it. Not you guys. I'll do it. I will redeem. Hydrate. If I can find it. Nope. That didn't work. Okay. I made cookies early and my sister said they were buns. Buns? I'm watching my tongue. Eh? Because I remember what you said last time when I was here. No bad words? No, you're allowed to swear. I don't mind that. I don't mind if you guys swear. Personally, I don't swear because I think it has more emphasis. I think it has more oomph if I say word. No, I don't have a bad word. I don't have rules. I just don't swear. It's a personal choice. You guys can swear. I don't mind. Just know that I'm not gonna read that. Okay, let me try this again. Ow. Okay. It's just logging. Oh gosh, my frames. Now it should work. Okay. I think bonk works again. It's just gonna be very laggy. Dude, I cuss like a sailor. Ooh, sailor. No worries about those. Whether you personally swear a lot or out, whether you swear or whether you don't swear or whether, like, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a personal preference of what you choose to do or not. I'm a trash human being, I swear. Yippee! Yeah, whatever. Anything, whatever you do. It's just, makes you part of who you are, I guess. Because a lot of it's impacted by how you grew up, right? If you're around people like friends who swear a lot, or if you're around people like your parents who, I don't know, do your parents swear around you guys? Do your parents swear around you? Like a lot? I work on an assembly line for an aircraft and HR came down and talked to us about foul language. No? I grew up around military, so oh, I blame them. Yeah, like if you, it's mostly about circumstance and like people who you are around. Because if you're around people who swear a lot, obviously you're gonna pick up on it. But for me, I was raised with my parents saying like you don't want to raise bad habits, so you don't want to just do things that you might accidentally do later. My parents had leaflets, Boston parents. Boston. I love the Boston accent. Boston. I grew up in Texas. Ooh. I've cussed out the planes in front of the facility manager. Wow. I mean, if there's no, well, depends on the type of work you do. Because depends on the workplace you're in. Sometimes they don't care. We love our swear words, yeah. He loved it. Good for him. I don't know. If I was to swear in my job, I think everybody would give me a very big like side eye, because especially coming from someone like me, I don't swear at all. So if I ever sweared, they would be like, "Oh." They'd be like, "Oh, kill swear." I feel like that's what you guys would do if I ever swore. You guys would be like, "Oh my god, kill swear." I'm a plane assembler. That's such a cool job. Do you guys use epoxy? I heard like a long time ago they use epoxy for planes. I'd clip it. Oh my gosh. He'd be like, "Who hurt you?" I feel like I'm more likely to swear. I can't think of any part that I would ever swear at. Sometimes. Yeah. Because I remember reading a long time ago. Epoxy. Yeah. Epoxy. That they used epoxy in planes. How do you pronounce that word? Is it epoxy? 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 Mostly on the cargo pod? Ooh. I want your job. I miss working aviation. What do you do? Boats? I think it must be fun working like engineering stuff. Like, welding? Actually, Do you think welding looks fun? I think welding looks really hard for your eyeballs, like flashing lights and everything, but it does look really satisfying. I think if there was ever to be a simulation type game, like, you know, with Power Wash Simulator, I want Welding Simulator. I want Welding Simulator. I want to walk around and I want to weld stuff together. There are certain or like glass blowing. I've always wanted to go to a glass blowing workshop. I used to be a ramp worker for AA. I was a crew chief. Chief. And then I worked in the tower. Ooh, I don't know what that is. I'm a southerner, I pronounce everything wrong. I grew up reading, I don't know how to pronounce anything. There are certain applications for it, like certain specs allow you to use it for oxygen bottles. Ooh. Jingle jangle bobs in solidarity. I have CNC simulator, what is that? Welding does in fact hurt the eyeballs when you forget your PPE. Yeah, the big helmet. And you have to wear the gloves. I want Welding Simulator. That sounds like a really fun job. Or like a fun game to play. Because we've got Power Wash Simulator. I want Welding Simulator. Hello. Sorry all the good pickup lines are taken, but you aren't a. Hello, edible teratoma. Welcome in. Finger guns, if I could. That's a nice one. I haven't heard that one. I'm a flight control guy and system install guy. I put the wings on the flight control windshields. I put on the landing gear and I put the motor on. Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds really cool. I don't know anything about airplanes. I know nothing about planes, and the most of my knowledge of planes is like the people who stand on the ground with the little lights. They do like the little flashing lights and the light sticks. What are they called? Flight signalers? Light stick guys? No, that's my brother. There he goes. I was a light stick guy. Ooh! Those are the little dangly bits of metal that makes your boot spurs jingly. Ooh. How to do that? Like a big Lego set that can explode. What was that thing like a long time ago? There was like one of the flight things was like there's this, oh my god, there was a joke that I saw a long time ago about a flight instructor, and it was like a little story. It was like, flight instructor gets on a plane, was told it was built by his students. He still sits on the plane. They try to get it started off, and everyone goes, "Aren't you scared?" to the flight attendant, like engineer guy, and he was like, you told me these kids built these things. I know this thing won't even get off the ground." They're like, "Aren't you scared of being on here? What if it blows up mid-flight?" And they're like, "Nah, my kids built this thing. It's not getting off the ground." I remember seeing that. Yeah, that joke. It was funny. I do fuel and TKS system as well as ECS, environmental controls. Ooh, the most I know about like mechanical stuff is just cars. That's it. Just the EBS, the emergency brake system, and electricals and all that. I ran my own gate. I was in charge of servicing every flight that came out of my gate, filling water tanks, loading bags, passengers, pushing it out. Planes don't have reverse thrust anymore, so I hooked up and drove the plane to the tarmac. Wow. Pretty complicated stuff. Honestly, you learn about planes and it's pretty cool. You're like, wow, big hunk of metal. How does it get in the air? I always tell people who are afraid of flying, hello Malphite. I always tell people who are afraid of flying, you want to be afraid of taking off and like landing. That's the only parts you should ever be afraid of. Like turbulence in the air, no worries. Plane's not gonna blow up in the middle. Apparently it was a thing a long time ago where they used to throw chickens into the jet engine. Is that a thing? I don't think they do it anymore. Do they just throw raw meat into the blades? Like, why? I remember a long time ago they used to... There was a thing they said. Yeah, for testing. Yeah, because just in case, apparently if a bird ever flies into the engines and explodes, and then you don't want the plane to go down. I've never heard that. It was a rumor like a long time ago. They said that back in the early 2000s to like the 90s, yeah, they used to toss chickens into the jets engines. I don't think they do it anymore. I'm not sure how they test it now, but yeah. They did that to test for bird strikes. Do they still do that? Do they still do that? I'm gonna be really sad if they do. If they toss live chickens. And then when I worked tower as the guy that put planes and gates, coordinated when planes were allowed to enter the gates or leave them. I was in charge of the plane movement. No? Okay, good. I was gonna be really sad for a second. I'd be like, no, chickens! They don't want the turbines to catch on fire and explode. Yeah, that makes sense. Isn't it rotisseries now? Why would they be wasting perfectly good meat? It's just raw meat. They're just tossing raw meat into the blades? What? Because it's fun. This is like when back then when they used to have steam engines and for their birthday they just toss entire cakes into the coal box. They're like, happy 50th birthday train. Toss chocolate cake into the coal box. They still do. Oh my god. Would you rather test it on the ground or wait to see if it's good in the air? But don't planes get super high in the air? What kind of plane is flying at like 500-mile altitudes? Like, you would think that they'd be fine. Stirling engine? Like, if you were a small plane, yes. Big planes? Commercial planes? I don't know. Our gearbox that runs the flaps are like 50k. Oh my goodness. Everything's expensive. Our gearbox that runs a flap? Wow. Maybe he's human meat. Oh my god. Like, couldn't you just take sandbags and throw it in? Like, why meat specifically? Couldn't you just take, like, something similar? Ah! No. Thank you for the water break. Pour myself water. Not hitting a sandbag of 40k feet. It's texture. Meat reacts differently to sand? Ooh. You would think that there would be a different aspect of it than tossing raw meat. That was a loud sip? Yeah, because I have a water glass and my mic is right in front of my face. I kind of have to drink water loud. I can mute, I guess. Do a super loud one. Yeah! Sand is not very analogous to 3 pounds of meat. I don't know, it feels like a waste of meat. I mean, I guess it's cheap. I just feel like it's a waste of food. Sounded like toilet noises? Yeah, it's just water. That's me pouring water into my cup. We have a burned building behind the facility. For testing, it's a huge shipping container turned into a lab. The interior walls are black. Oh, there's a building I've been to. A long time ago, there was a building I used to be to that used to be a military base that they converted into, I think, a sports field? Something like that. It's pretty cool. They repurpose like buildings that used to be military bases into other buildings. I like that when they reuse things. There's 60 million chickens. I think we can throw a few at a big fan, but it's such a waste of food. Looks like a crack shack. Ooh. That kind of looks suspicious. There's like, what's it called? We will eat it after. My gosh. Hey guys, free chicken nuggets. Can you imagine? Like, oh hey guys, want to know how chicken nuggets are made? Want to know? Do you want to know how McDonald's chicken nuggets are made? Well, first of all, we're gonna grind our chicken and we're gonna just throw birds into the airplane bit, like into the airplane just. Shredded chicken more like, it's chicken paste. That's where they start. Thank you, Dino Shark, for the follow. Welcome. I don't think you can redeem 10 water breaks in a row. I have a... I think I have a cooldown. You wouldn't believe the atrocities have been committed? What? To birds? No! Ow! Oh my gosh. What was that? I mean, in general at the airport? Oh. I don't go to that section of the airport, so I don't know. There's a lot that y'all passengers don't see. I've seen a lady carrying a parrot at the airport. That was the most interesting thing that I've ever seen. Also, water. Quack. I'm a student pilot too. Ooh, cool. I have a friend who's a bush pilot who studied aviation. That's pretty cool. That was her passion. She was like, I'm gonna go be a bush pilot. I was like, cool. You gotta fly teeny little planes. Let's just say you don't want to know how hot dogs are made? Really? I mean, I know how hot dogs are made. I've seen them do it. They like take the casings and then they put it, you know, see. I want to be a fire pilot. Ooh. Put out wildfires. That sounds fun. I'm gonna say my one bad word of the stream as if it's like a redeem. Oh my god. You make the planes. Oh. Somehow I still can't get a girlfriend. I don't know, it's hard. I hate loading pets on aircrafts. I can imagine, yeah, it's stressful. Probably for both animals and people. Every single time I like think about animals on a plane, I just think of like that one, like when they airlift animals, like giant animals like bears or tigers. That one albino bear that they saw in the forest, that they were like, oh, albino bear in the forest, this must be a lost polar bear, we'll ship it to the Arctic. And then they were like, wait a minute, that's a grizzly bear. What is it doing in the Arctic? Send it back. Send it back to the forest. And they just got sent back and forth. There's like a picture of the poor bear just strapped by its feet, hanging from a helicopter. Stuff happens. Yeah, I feel bad for animals and people who like don't properly take care of their pets and stuff. Like, it's one thing to put your pet in like a little carrier and hand carry them onto the plane, as in your like whatever, your carry-on, and the people who leave their animals like underneath, like at least sedate them or something, because I feel like it'd be super stressful as like a pet. Like, can you imagine how traumatizing it'd be? Like you're stuck in a teeny little cage and you put them underground and you're like, oh, bye guys, sit in the dark. They get loose because the other stations don't secure the crates right. You're not supposed to stack things on top, yet they do and the cage breaks. Yeah, that thing. Isn't it like... I saw an article the other day about this guy who tried to take his dead wife on a plane. The pets deserve the safety net for the ride so they stay sane? Yeah. I feel like that'd probably be the nicest thing. United breaks guitars. See, that's the reason whenever I travel with my guitar, I have to carry it. I have to carry it on. Like, I'll carry it sideways. It doesn't fit under the seat because it's too big. But like, when I hold it sideways, and they're like, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, I'll put it in the front then. Because I am not putting my guitar underneath the plane. Unless I have a hard case. Like if it's a soft case, no. Hard case, maybe. I bring it on as a carry-on. And then it goes in like the front cabin area. I prefer just making the plane. That'd be the easiest. But like in the cases where you have to fly, it'd be kind of hard. I'd be really sad if my guitar broke. Since I'm the owner of the gate, I have to get in the bin and shut the door behind me, then I have to scramble to grab this bird. Oof. Like, are they big birds or are they little birds? Because like cockatiels and big parrots, I feel like they're a little hard. Well, kind of concerned. Can they compensate you if they break your guitar? No. I wonder what that sounds like from the cabin. I'd imagine they can't hear you from below. I don't think so. The little fast ones. Aw, man. The little... That sounds... Especially knowing little birds, they're really susceptible to, like, dying. That'd be really sad. Can you imagine if you're, like... You bring your pet bird, or, like, rabbit or whatever, and they get a little heart attack and they die. It's like, what are you supposed to do? But no, when you take stuff and chuck them in, they say to you, they're like, oh, there's no guarantee that they'll come in one piece. Like, they can't guarantee your safety of your items. It's like, unless you insure, right? Unless you insure something, you can't really do anything about it when you lose something. Thank you, Free Ghost, for another gifted sub. Screw you and your ad. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Thank you. Yeah. They do put in the terms and conditions, and they're like, oh yeah, it's not our fault. It's like they make you sign a liability waiver essentially. So when you do terms and conditions, they're like, oh, anything and everything that we do is not legally liable. We're not responsible for your stuff. If it gets broken, it happens, whatever. So unless you buy insurance, which they charge you more for, I think you can get insurance for stuff. They jip you on compensation due to shifting luggage mid-flight. Guess the best way would to be to just carry it. The insurance is so expensive? Yeah. So that's why it's only worth it if it's something expensive. Like, you want to insure something that's expensive. You wouldn't want to insure, I don't know, something smaller. Like, when somebody dies overseas and they have to bring the body back, there is a very specialized process. I looked it up. What happens when somebody dies on vacation and then they come back? Don't die on vacation, one thing. It's insanely expensive to ship a body back, not to mention the paperwork. It's tedious. You have to fill out a bunch of forms saying, like, they have to get a death certificate from the embassy and be like, well, we didn't kill them. Yeah, it's a lot of legal stuff. You have to get a death certificate and you gotta fly them back, and it's expensive to fly a body back because essentially they treat it like a piece of cargo, but like special. It's very expensive. I wouldn't recommend it. Why did it say chat's married again? Oh, because when Twitch announced, Twitch had their new update and they said, oh yeah, YouTube and Twitch chats have to be separate because otherwise, like, I don't know why they said that. But now they took it back and they said, oh, never mind. YouTube and Twitch chats can be together again, so you guys are married. Segregation. Yeah, you guys aren't allowed to be together, but now you're together again. Yay! Can't you just not bring the body back? I mean, you could, but be kind of... most people don't want to, you know? But yes, Twitch said no YouTube and Twitch merge chats, but now they walked it back and they said never mind. Because big streamer got warning, said that, oh, you're not allowed to have YouTube and Twitch chat. But then big streamer said, hey, what the heck? And then his community rioted. So now Twitch said, oh man, okay, never mind. You can have merge chat. So now everybody gets to have merge chat. But I don't know if there's any YouTube people right now. I don't see any YouTube people. I respect the dead, like rest in peace and stuff, but those dead people are so heavy. Please don't die, not at home. Look, if you're gonna die in a hospital. Don't die overseas. Like, the one thing you should do on vacation is prioritize your safety. Don't do risky things on vacation. It's gonna be such a pain to take your body back. Like, don't take selfies on the edge of cliffs. Don't go swimming in the Caribbean in windy weather and don't drown. Like, don't do that. If you're gonna die, do it on my off day. Oh no. Greetings, human. I don't know why I said it like that. Hello, get the skinny. Thank you. Welcome in. Okay, I just have really bad luck. What do it do? Pray. Start running. Start running. But, yeah. What the heck is that? What if you're on vacation and a bomb lands on you? At that point, I don't know, maybe you're just cursed. Maybe your bloodline's cursed. I don't know, what else can you do? There's no body to ship back. True. True. Maybe they'll just... see if you can get a cremation service there, and then they'll take you back in a little jar. And you'd be like, oh, here's Sill's ashes. There you go. Here's your ashes. Easy. But just don't go to places that are dangerous. Don't do it. Go to places that are safe. Like, or don't travel. Actually, just don't travel. Don't go out. Don't go outside. Don't travel. Just stay here. Stay indoors. Easy. Just don't do it. Just no. Hello, Inconceivable TTV. Hello. Welcome. How are you? Also? Or just fall into a volcano, easy disposal? Yeah, I guess so. No body. No body to recover. Hello. What? Okay, we're not answering that question. No topic. Let's not talk about this topic anymore. Let's move on. Anyways, it's almost 2 a.m. and I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys on Friday. I will be playing probably, if my PC parts arrive, I'll build my PC on the stream. If I get my parts in time. If not, I'll be playing a game. I'll play Who's Lila. But I'll see you guys on Friday around the same time, 10 p.m. EST. I do have a mod. They're just not awake right now. My mods are in a different country. I know, I need a mod. Pick me, pick me. No, it's okay. I have 2 mods. They're just not here right now. I'll ask. See if I'll get somebody. But yeah, good night, everybody. I will see you guys on Friday at 10. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Have a good night, everybody. Good night. Thank you all for stopping by, and thank you again for the gifted subs and everything and all the renewals of subs. So, good night, everybody. Sleep well. And for those of you who is daytime for you, go to bed. Sleep. Take a nap. Go to bed right now. Right now. Bye-bye. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Let me see who's streaming. Who is up right now? Who is... I don't know. I don't know who to send you guys off to. I'm so sorry. I'm looking and everybody is doing things. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna go. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you all for stopping by. I'm going to go to bed. Sleep. Drink water. Take a nap. Unshrimp. Sit up. Good night. Go to your bed. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. I'll see you guys on Friday. See you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.